Well, just when you thought the grooming gang scandal couldn't get any worse, it does. Not only does the government row back on its promise of the watered down local inquiries, apparently it's limited the time it will go back to from 7 years to 2 years, rendering most of it redundant as it's been going on for well over a decade, even longer, and it's still going on. These people have, for the most part, gotten away with the most evil organised abuse in this country that makes that cigar chomping DJ from Top of the Pops look like an amateur, that Jimmy character. It seems this government does not care about British citizens anymore, and whilst it's happy to engage with and promote Islam, it won't lift a finger to help white working class northern girls. If this stuff doesn't make you angry or a little bit sick, I don't know what to tell you. This government is a disgrace. The people and the communities the perpetrators come from are a disgrace. And as a country, we should hang our heads in shame at this awful episode. Ex-Reform guy Rupert Lowe, is he officially independent now? I don't know if he is. He's tried to set up an independent commission to look into things, but it's got no teeth. There's no statutory powers, no ability to compel witnesses. It's a noble gesture, but the only real point is to keep applying political pressure. But we all know why Labour won't have an official inquiry, because people know complicit. From Labour members and councillors who allegedly took part in the vile acts to those who covered it up, these were in towns that are Labour-controlled boroughs and councils. They knew what would be uncovered, the biggest tangled web of abuse this country has ever seen. And of course they want to keep the Muslim vote, so they can't upset them, as they are fast realising they're tanking in the polls and losing the ordinary person's support, so the Muslims are all they've got left. Our Tories don't get off scot-free here either. They could have done something, and they didn't. Reform were previously saying that they would potentially deport people if found guilty. Now that Mohammed Yusuf is in charge, Farage has vastly softened his language and rarely even talks about the gangs nowadays. So who knows what their real position is. Even people across the pond have knowledge of this and have been asking questions, in most part due to Musk highlighting it, but that tells you something about how far and wide this has spread. We have let in far too many reprobates, too much scum, too much villainy into this country, that the Cantina and Mos Eisley from the Star Wars movie is starting to look like an upmarket gentleman's club in comparison. To top off the indignity of the Labour government's downright refusal to look into the situation with any seriousness, they broke the news the day before Parliament went on Easter holiday, cementing their status as no longer the party of the working class person or any other right-minded individual. How many more groups are they going to harm? And guess what? Farmers, the elderly, these girls, they're predominantly white, aren't they? Yeah, sure, you could say because Britain is, but I don't see them doing anything other than saying white people bad, i.e. adolescents, or blaming the white working class trouble on the far right. Labour does not want you unless you are middle class, with ridiculous views on identity or social justice. Oh, the absolute irony. But preferably not. But if you are, you better have some kind of white guilt to offset your whiteness. Or better still, they want foreign national support, so they can virtue signal how they're so inclusive, yet deny women's right to have their own spaces. All the authorities in these areas should be criminally investigated, police, councils, everyone. And where are the hand-wringing, morally superior lefties now, huh? Silence is violence, right? Oh yeah, when it's morally and politically convenient for you, you hypocrites. We are living in some shocking, disturbing times, and if we don't do something, we are in big, big trouble. We need to organise and get out on the streets. Additionally, not one single vote should be cast for Labour in the upcoming council election, because if you do, you are standing with the real racists who want to tear this country apart. You are standing with biology deniers, eco-zealots and warmongers. Utopian dreaming idiots who have no idea about how the real world works and what it takes to run a country properly. I feel we're fighting for our nation now, and while I wouldn't fight externally for the purposes of propping up the elites, I'll fight the evil forces internally in this nation with every breath. I've had enough of this insanity. Let's just get rid of the political class altogether.